Now I request our beloved Vice Chancellor to deliver the Chairman's address. Our VC is a respected academician with global experience, a researcher with as many papers as 150 papers and 3 granted patents. He is an able administrator and he has received many awards and recognition for his service in the field of science, technology, and higher education. He was bestowed with Sir M. Visvesvaraya Award for his lifetime contribution in science and technology from the Government of Karnataka. He has received Swarna Karnataka Rajyotsava Award by the Government of Karnataka. He has received Professor Rustam Sochi Award for excellence in research and engineering from the Indian Institute of Science. He has also received Amelia Award for innovation by the Government of Karnataka.
Vanakkam and good morning to all of you. Dr. Ramanathan, the Mission Director of the Atal Innovation Mission, who just delivered his inaugural speech and inaugurated our AIC Incubation Center. And the special guest for this program, that is the virtual launch of our Incubation Center, Mr. Nagarajan from the Tamil Nadu bureaucracy, that is also he's the director of the Entrepreneurship Development and Innovation Institution, and who has been, with whom I had an occasion to talk, and I'm glad that he's accepted to be here on this inaugural and virtual launch. Then we also have the special guest and with a wide experience who is on this innovation and incubation, that is Somshekhar, the Managing Director of the Madrona Venture Group. Then my colleague, Dr. Karunamurthy, the Registrar and the Member of the Board of Director. And then other colleague, Dr. Shavanan, Director of the CED. Then members of the Board of Directors of our AIC and AUI Foundation, Board of Advisors, the Startup Mentors, and many of the Board of Advisors and the I've seen very with a very great enthusiasm and unhesitatingly accepted our invitation. And I could see one, Mike Muralidharan, who is seen, and I'm not able to spot others. At least I could see him. I'm glad that he's here today to take part in the inauguration, because he himself is not only Board of Advisors, but is also the alumni of the Anna University, who himself is a great innovator. And we have the CEO of AIC-AU, who is the backbone of this center, who is taking all the efforts to see this center becomes a world class, and his ideas are being implemented. My faculty colleagues, directors and HODs and all the faculty members, and my budding students who are yearning to have to make a beginning of the startups, and the members of the Anna University fraternity, and all the invitees. And I'm very pleased to be here to take part in this virtual launch of the AIC-AU Foundation, University Foundation. This is on the campus of the Guindy campus of the Anna University. And I'm very glad that today you are able to realize our 3.5 years of mission, our efforts, which started with my other board of directors, who nucleated, especially Dr. Janaki, our Kumar and the Ganeshan, who made strenuous efforts nearly about 2.5 3 years back, and they're all here to see the launch of this our incubation center. And in the few minutes back, we saw Dr. Ramanan, the mission director of our Atal Innovation Mission. He spoke, he gave a very power-packed narration in his inaugural address on the relevance of this innovation center for the country's economic development and for the future of this country, to make India a global power in technology and make a developed country. I think he focused on many issues in his inaugural speech, because he has been in innovation. He and his team conceived this concept of this one for the Niti Aayog, and spearheading this movement of the innovation culture in the country. And he pointed out many things, the 5 pillars of the strong pillars that are required for the innovation to be successful, incubator to be successful. And he also talked about really I would like to see, I noticed in his talk, he had not only mentioned about the aspirational India, how we should become, but what are the requirements. He also talked about the realities like infant mortality and all these things. I'm glad he touched the ground realities of the nation at the present. So we need to address all that one, how this, the culture of innovation will solve these issues, address these issues. It's a big challenge. And I'm glad that first of all, basically, I thank Niti Aayog and particularly Dr. Ramanan in helping us to realize this incubation center on the campus of the Sanna University. Although it took a little longer time, but still I'm glad that today we are realizing it and will compensate all the lost time when Dr. Ramanan will help us and talks about the governance. Now, I want to talk about it, but I'm only given a 10-15 minutes. Okay, I don't want to cut short the other speech, but really I want to say, what needs to be done, especially a new culture, which we are a university system which you are not used to. Certain IIT system got into this one much earlier than us, but the state universities started late. It's because of various reasons. I'll tell you one thing, which I don't want now. Already I've spoken thing and all, but nevertheless, also we started little late, but we can do. Certainly we can do with all the passion that all this support system, which Niti Aayog and our own center, headed by a very dynamic set of people, will be able to address this one and take this incubation to the really world class or near world class. I won't say, because every time all the people in India talk about world class, I'm very cautious about it, because unless we do something, you should not talk to anything. And you can do that one. But I want to don't go very early, because I don't want to be a negative or a pessimist, but I'm an optimist and a realist. And what needs to be done, because I myself have done many things, perhaps address the issues, and in the same way, I'm sure we will be able to do. Basically, as I mentioned this culture of innovation, entrepreneurship, and the startups, in the university system, it is just beginning, especially in the state university system. We're all used to, in the university was defined early days only for teaching and producing graduates to take up some jobs, okay, to take up possibly some of them to go higher studies, and few of them later start some industries based on their family connections or some other things. But now it is an imperative need, the innovation, startups, entrepreneurship to become a basic ingredient, basic element of our educational system, university system. This is not only what you call an added value. It is a necessity for the nation. It is necessity to create wealth to the nation. It is necessity to provide jobs to the millions of people who are graduating from universities, and it's important. And in that respect, this innovation centers, incubation center, where is incubator, provides an ample space for our budding, talented young graduates to translate their ideas, which gets nucleated during their course period at any time, to a real product, real process, and to a business plan, and finally make it to the society. That is a big challenge, which we need to bring in that component in our educational system, in the university system. And that is a big challenge that needs a totally different mindset from all of us, including the Vice Chancellor, including the professors, students who teach them, and our sanctions, and including the people who are guiding us, okay, especially from the Niti Aayog. They also need to understand the kind of a system that they have got, kind of a governance system they have got in the country. This is different. Kind of a governance is different in a different institution. IITs have a different, IIM have a different, private institutions have a different, but our state universities have a different system. And I wish the Niti Aayog, headed by Dr. Ramanan, hope gives a thinking on things about these things, because one size fit, for all the rules, regulations, and expectations is difficult. You need to have a graded processes. especially the state universities, unless the Niti Aayog brings in where, we have, do like any other incubation center located in the IIT system. If you bring that culture, you have no problem because the talent is not a problem. It is resources is not a problem because you are behind us. Okay, and our ideas, our CEO is there, our lots of alumni who have enthusiastically have joined and who are bringing their share of knowledge and are ready to mentor our young budding students to shape them and what takes an idea, what kinds of what are the things that are required. What is the business plan, market study, and the product differentiation, and societal reach, and needs of the society, the technology level that they are involved in. So all these things is a very complex thing, but it is not unsolvable. It is not practically, is not that we cannot address them. It requires enormous linkages, enormous shareholding, hand-holding, and not to lose the hope, okay, and not to give up. And that Ramanan himself said, the failing the system. If this in our country somehow, in all of us have been taught by our parents and all these things, don't take up, it will fail. Okay, in the very beginning itself, the warfare, the awareness, don't take up it because you will not succeed. I think that attitude has to change, especially the people who can afford to take a little bit of risk. That risk level has to be taken, and you need to protect our people who are involved in this innovation. When they get a risk, how do you protect them from the risk? And these are all the issues that needs to be done by our new thought process, and especially bringing a new culture and building a sustainable and world-class incubation centers that needs to be done. And as rightly pointed out, we have this technology-driven incubators is the one which Anna University is going to have here, and especially the areas that we have chosen: agriculture, the smart agriculture, precision agriculture, healthcare. They are absolutely highly relevant to our India. Across every section, every corner of India, all these things are important. Especially the COVID-19 has challenged the problem, and agriculture, precision agriculture. We are no longer, don't want to become only producing a large, what you call the volume, 100 to 300 million tons of the food. We need to produce 300 million tons of what you call nutritious food, and make sure that it reaches the people who are in need. And we have seen, you are from the what you call from the begging bowl to the bread basket you have achieved, but still many miles to go. Still our stunted growth among the people in the urban and rural areas is large. Okay, even women and the pregnant, they suffer from this kind of lack of nutritious food, and we need to address that one. And in India, the 40% of the people workforce is employed in agriculture. How do you reduce that one? When you reduce that one, how do you make use of them for other things? How do you erase the technology component in those farmers these days? These are all the things which many startups can focus on that one and see how we can become really a producer of a nutritious food to the entire population, which is increasing every day. And coming to the innovation culture, we always say that many things we feel proud about it. No doubt we have achieved many successes, but if you look at the innovation index in the country, we have still had 57. Fortunately, in the last 1 year, we have moved from the 59 to the 52, 59 to the 59 to the 52. Okay, about 5 places, I think. We have moved up. But that is not sufficient enough. That a country of this size, when we see that our own educated force, are running a great universities across the world, they have become a unicorns, running many big companies, and our Satya or our Sundar are running a very multinationals. The same people who are running in the outside the country, in front of the outside of our non-Indians, in a system of government is governed by the other nations and other population. Why we are not able to do that for in our own country? That's a question. Why the ecosystem we are not able to not only create but sustain it, grow it and nurture it. That's where I think our challenges will come in the future. So we need to move on. Even if you look at the innovation thing, in India comes under the low-income group countries. I'm surprised even Vietnam is higher than us in an innovation index. So these are the questions we need to keep in our mind rather than rejoicing that, we have moved up only 5 number of places from the 57 to the 52. I think we have a long way to go. China is 17. Okay. And, I'm not telling you this pessimistic, but these are our objectives. In order to achieve those objectives, how you put in our plan of work, our system in place, our governance in system, our governance, how do you address it? Very most transparently, most productively, most innovatively. So these are all the things that we require. And with the support of the Anna University and with the support of the state government is also keen, and especially Nagarajan and his team, I met them. They are very keen to promote this innovation and incubators, and the government is ready. And many other bodies are also very greatly involved. India has recognized the need for this one, but we should not miss the bus. But you must need to work very hard, passionately. People join together, different stakeholders, and don't give up. Not to give a space for the frustration or, though nothing, it doesn't work, it will not work, it cannot work, everything can be done. I think that kind of an ideas must be banished from our minds. I think everything can be done when other countries do, when our own people can do from other countries, when we have got our own finest example in our own country, our own people doing it, we should be able to replicate it. From their experience, you must be ready to adopt the best practices. Okay, one thing I've noticed, you are always hesitant to and reluctant to adopt the best practices that I have seen. Otherwise you will not go with the government, otherwise government will be angry, otherwise somebody will be angry if you do that one. You have to go along with the system. It should go along with the best system, not with the system. Okay, that's what best practices you must learn. You must go along with the best practices, not go along with the run of the mill, not go along with things, you go along with the currents, but you have to swim against the currents, to find out the best thing and our best talent that's available. And the country is endowed with such a talent, I can tell you. I've traveled, and but Ramadan, one good thing he mentioned to me is, which really heartens me. He said that, he has these tinkering laboratories where the students have passed out. Now they are more skilled now. So when they join our engineering programs, I think our ability, our own thought process, our own level of knowledge, level of skill that we need to impart to the students, our ability to answer the questions of the students goes up very high, because they are already much more than us. They have already learned the skills. They can ask more questions, and we, the faculty at Anna University, and we, our own mentors, our own board of advisors, our own board of directors, must now rise to that level where the level of knowledge, level of skills already exist in the incoming students who are going to become the entrepreneurs of the startup is very high. So we should do more work and to satisfy their aspirations, taking them to the much higher place. So we all have to go together. So with this one, I'm glad, congratulate our team who sent our Atal Incubation Center, headed by Kumar, Samaran, and all the team members which have just recruited. I want to make sure they produce at least, our Ramadan mentioned, at least about 20 excellent incubators, and that excellent becomes a world class in a year's time. So that's what I'm looking at it. An immediate thing, they must be truly excellent, and later on become a world class, and then that's how I think we will be satisfied, and the center also will becomes more relevant to the needs of the Tamil Nadu, needs of the country, and so that country will become a developed country. We will learn from all these things. So once again, I thank the Niti Aayog and Ramanan and all our people who are enthusiastically helping us and breed a new culture of innovation, entrepreneurship, and startup in this Anna University campus. And I will try to build everything possible to give that one. I will also break possibly, a new governance, which we are shackled by the very previous system. Our thinking process is constrained. Our governance people who think, is for different reasons. But we cannot continue to do like that. We need to come out of that kind of shackles, and we'll do that one with all the cooperation. As long as we do everything most transparently and accountable way, and produce knowledge, produce products, produce process, produce wealth, okay, through the all these combination of shareholders, stakeholders, okay, and people around us who already gained experience. I'm sure we will be able to do that one. I once again thank you very much. And with that one note, okay, I close my thing. Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity, okay, to address all of you, and we will continue to move forward in a very in a continuous engagement way. We need to engage. I know that one, no, it doesn't work, but we cannot stop. You know, I have to call. No, I know how many times I call people one morning to evening, even to the IOE, everything I've been calling. I know, even though if they don't ask me, I pick up my phone, I don't get disappointed. I know, I have to push them. It is for my interest, not my interest, but the institutional interest. How to do that one. I don't worry, I don't feel about it. When I'm doing for the institution, I don't feel for anything for that one. Okay? I'll continue to do. All of us have to do that one together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the insightful talk. You talked about the constraints, and as you said, great ideas, breakthrough ideas, and innovations have spun actually during the periods of constraint. As we are speaking, the COVID has changed a lot of things, and those constraints are actually making new businesses spawn out, sir. And you also talked about failure. We will surely make sure that we reduce the risk of failures using the right approaches and handholding the entrepreneurs and student entrepreneurs. We will also, of course, provide a very safe environment for failure as well in our incubator.